That's too bad. All right, so if I do our pigz again, we want objects 1C08, and we're going to look for 237. It's not. It's 158. Oh, of course, of course. However, this is looking a little bit better. Okay, so let's try. Instead of the count like that, yeah, we're going to use get size. So I'm going to use get size. Oh, I can't. Get size here. Object type. Get size. Unwrap. Okay. Let's try you again. Okay, so it's a different hash. That's good. Apparently it's been an hour already. Another ad is starting in around 3.5 minutes or so. So just I guess a heads up for that. We're gonna do a get. We're gonna get cat file. You. Hey, it worked. Okay, get cat file. Okay, it actually sees the thing. So it is something we can just straight up throw and save to the file. So that works. Okay, great. So I need to update save file to take a path of where to start saving it. Okay, that's not too bad. We can do that. Now in save file or save to disk, we're just taking the content and we're assuming we're creating a new path buff here and then going into get objects. But if we take in a path, which would be a path buff, then instead of a new here, we're just going to update you, which means you need to be mutable. And so we just update you to say, we just start joining here and add to you. Okay. So now, why are you upset? Oh, function defined here. I broke everything. Okay, so save to disk. This is where I wish that I had optional. If I could have optional, or I guess it would be defaults. If I could have default paths, that would work for us here. But I don't know. It's going to be a thing. Okay, so where are you? So this is in clone. So here we have a path of where we're going to, which is this. No, not URI. Where do I figure out what the path is? No, I do. Target directory. So the target directory is where we start our path here, which I already have here. So target directory is our path buff, which, do I give ownership of this? I want to go to where it's used. Does that reference this? Yeah, okay, so I give ownership of target directory here. Oh, but does it implement clone? I don't remember if it implements clone. All right. We're going to find out. So target directory like that, and use some move value. Okay, so then we're going to just clone you here at input. Okay, and that makes you happy. But now we have a bunch of unhappy things. Like you take to, okay, so this is in commit tree. And I want to create a new path here. So I'm gonna path buff new, which just sets it up with what we have here. Okay, that should be fine. And then right tree, you have the same problem. Oh, and no more errors. Okay, we're good to go. All right. So if we run you now, okay. So we don't have everything in here. We need to go back to my desktop. We're gonna run you. All right, this creates 7B 8E. It did not create it here. Okay. So that did not work. I mean, I did save everything, right? Yeah, okay, so it didn't. What? I'm not saving the path as, oh, look at the warnings. Okay, fine. I guess we'll look at the warnings. Oh, unused return value of path join. That must be used. Oh, huh. Yeah, that would probably be a good thing, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would be helpful. Did I wonder where it's I wonder where it's saved. Okay, that's cool. Let's fix that. So in utils, unused. Okay, so path join. For some reason I thought it mutated the path, but it doesn't, does it? What does return do? It returns a new path buff. Okay, so I need to. We can just shadow path equals that, and then that should work. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay, this is 7B 8E. Hey, okay, so we have 7B 8E, and if I do a git cat file p 7B 8E, there we go. Okay, so we now have a single commit written in here in an object. All right, perfect. Mohammed, hello. How are you doing today? Is my editor new of him? No, this is the Helix editor that I'm using, which it's a CLI editor, so like there's some similarities to it. It is a lot less. How do I want to put it? There's a lot less features, but also a lot less config that I need to do, and like some sensible sort of like defaults in there. So I like it a lot. It works really well with Rust. There's still a lot of updates I need to do to it to make it work with other things, which is on my list to do, which we'll eventually get to it. But yeah, this is the Helix editor. Okay, great. Does it support Rust debugging out of the box? Yes, you have to make sure that the debugger is installed. So if I do Helix health of Rust, you have to make sure that you have an LLDB VS Code installed for the debug adapter. But then after that, there's some commands you need to do in it, and then you can step through the code and you can do all that fun stuff. But yeah, so like it does support, it's written in Rust, and it's as far as I can tell, made by, well, definitely made by Rust devs because it's written in Rust. So I think that it's like first party support essentially. And I remember we went through and we tested and made sure it was working, but it's been too long and I forget how we did that. There is an entire, so if I come back to, here. There is an entire debugger in here somewhere. Yeah, so like space GR, so space G, oh, debug. Okay, then I can like launch a target debug, you connect it to the debugging session, and then you can do your stuff, and you can set up breakpoints and other things. So it has all the stuff. I rarely use it though. Okay, so save to disk. Okay, so this save to disk is now working as expected. So it's time for us to now loop through and run into the problem that I think Asitsu you're running into, which is type 7 is different than the other ones. Other than that, we're also only handling commit types as opposed to literally any other type, which is gonna bite us in the butt pretty soon. Okay, so we have our cursed pack file, and now I want to probably loop because we don't know when this is going to be done. So as long as there is something left for us to do, we want to loop through here. We're going to have to figure out how to end the loop. We want to get the object type. We want to, we probably should check to see if the object type is unknown and then crash at this point in time. So let's head into process pack file, and for object type, let's do is unknown. And I think I want to, oh, maybe we would just like panic if unknown. How about that? Panic if unknown. Unknown. We're not going to return anything. We're just going to match on self. If we're self unknown, we panic. We are unknown object type. And then anything else is a no object. Okay, back to you. So I want to immediately object type panic if unknown. Okay, that's fine. We want to get our cursed pack file position. We want to create a decompressed object. we want to create a new decoder. So I might want to actually, we're going to want to put this into its own file eventually. So we create our decoder. We want to read to end. Okay, we want to count. We want to seek that, create the header for whatever we're doing. Now, in this case, it's always a commit. So that's a problem. We're going to want to turn, we want to get, I want to create the commit type. Okay, so we're going to deal with that in a little bit. Commit, extend, get the hash. And then we can, okay, we'll just do our debug there too. That'll be fine. Okay. And then our pack file. Okay, that's whatever's coming out. So I don't need, oh, that's fine for us to debug out. Okay, so there's no way for us to exit the loop. So we want to, oh, right, a for loop. That's perfect. That's exactly what we want. Yeah, so we want to do for, I don't think we care about this, right? So for in 0 through the count, which is the pack file, object count. Okay. So go through there. Now you're upset because the target directory is, oh, we need to clone this every time. Okay. And now we're going to handle you. Okay, so this is going to panic if it's unknown, which means not a commit right now. And then the other thing is I want to make this a little bit more dynamic, which means I need you to be something like this, and I need a object type dot like header, like header string or something like that. I could also implement I could implement display for object type. Maybe that would work. Let's do this. If I do object type, can I do a reference like that? No, I can't. Yeah, okay, so we'll do this, and we'll just have object type dot maybe get type. That works. I could toString it too, as well. Oh, Claude, hello. How are you doing today? Okay, so come into here, and we want to get type now. We're going to return let's just return a static string. You're fine. You said this time I won't salute you first. Salute you first? Maybe? I don't know. I'm like my brain is a little bit more scatterbrained today, so it's hard to remember like what I was said. Oh, I always say hi first, but this time you got it. Well, you got me. But that's a good kind of get, right? All right, so we want self commit. I don't care about that commit, what's in there. And then we're just going to return commit. And if you are, let's just do self unknown. And in this case, we'll just do unknown, which is obviously going to cause a problem, but we already validated that it's something, that it's not unknown. So actually, you know what we can do? We can say this is unreachable. So that will cause a crash. Okay, so now that should work. Do I have a prettier for Rust, or is just a on auto formatter unsave? Yes. I think the answer is yes. So Rust format is the prettier for Rust. It's the official one from the Rust group, the Rust working group or the project. And I also have it set on save. So yes to both. Unlike prettier, it's actually like for the entire project. So everybody with, you know, an asterisk nest there, because there are alternate formatters that are either in the works or out there and released, and some people are using them. And you can configure it too. So it's not like 100% of Rust code is going to look exactly the same, but it's going to be close enough. I don't do any special things with Rust format. Okay, so that should work. Okay, this should be exactly the same now. So let's oh, this should be exactly the same, except we're going to crash as soon as we hit panic if unknown. So let's try it. So if we run U, okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 commits down, at which time we panicked. Unknown object type. Ooh, 5 commits in, which is all 5 commits they had. Nice. And I think these are actually saved to the disk, right? So we should be able to see all 5 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we do tree, LT, yeah. Oh, we only saw 4. Okay, so oh right, I think I got this wrong. So we have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, only 4 things saved to disk before we end it. So not 5, because this first hash was the same as this other one. So great, perfect. Now, does that match what we know about CodeCrafters here? We see four commits total. Okay, so all 4 commits have now been written out, and I should be able to get cat file and see we have wrong one. Get cat file. So we should be able to see 6526 7B 8E 882A and finally 21 no B5 21. Perfect. So all the commits are now going in. Now, because we know that they're looking for a commit, we might be able to just trick. Let's see what happens. Let's not process the rest of it, and then see if CodeCrafters is happy with what we've got. At least having the commits in here, because obviously, I'm pretty sure they're not going to be happy because we don't have any files. Like when you clone, you usually also set to head and then auto checkout to whichever the one is the master branch, which we don't have. But maybe they're not testing that. I don't know. But at least we should pass where we are right now with them, which is they're trying to find this cat file. So perfect. Also, they're doing this get cat file commit. Oh, interesting. I've not tried that command. Let's try it. This is git cat file commit b521. Okay, so it's the same thing. It works. Excellent. So let's if you're all working, I need to make sure it doesn't crash. So we want to handle this. So as soon as you become, okay, let's if, oh, this is that's a panic, isn't it? I don't really want you to panic. I want, instead of panic, let's is unknown or something like that, which I could do a match on. Let's just implement partial equal, and that will make it easier. Or we can do matches. Well, we can do matches. That will be fun. So if matches, now you're the thing and then whatever. Okay, then so you're the thing, so it's gonna be object type unknown, and then the matches is gonna be object type unknown. No, object type unknown and object type. I might have that backwards. It might have to be reversed around. Okay, so if it matches, I want to print line that we attempting to handle unknown object type. Let's print this out. Object type there. And then we're going to continue. So we don't process the rest of this here. What are you upset about? Unused variable and matches. Oh, object type. I wanted object type in here like that. Huh, unused variable? I thought that's how matches works. Yeah, it's like bar. Oh, I have it the other way around. I have it backwards. So you should be object type unknown, like that. There it goes. Okay. So you're good. Not just the checkout, you also don't have the rest of the tree and blob object. Yeah, we're missing like, I don't know, 80% of what a clone really does. But what I want to do is I want to push this up and make sure that this step we were able to pass this test and we haven't regressed on anything. That's really what I want to test. And then in the meantime, let's go ahead and start handling all of these unused, all of these warnings and get rid of them. Variance hash branch name features are never constructed. I think that's okay. I'm not using those. And I don't know if I need these either. Okay, so in reader state, okay, so variance hash branch name features are never constructed. I guess if they're never constructed, they're never read. Okay, so in that case, I don't need hash branch name or features. And then these are never read. Okay, these are never read, but I do construct them at the very least. Pack file has a derived impl for the trait debug, but this is intentionally ignored during dead code analysis. Oh, interesting. Oh, right, because of when we're debugging this, yes. So I probably want to allow, in this specific case, want to allow dead code just for these. And that's going to be okay. We're not using cursor there. Not using you. No more warnings, no more errors. This should still work. I guess we have a bunch of these debugs still. So the initialize git directory, I'm okay with that. The want commit, okay, so in clone, we're gonna remove the, okay, so clone line 25. Move you as a debug. And then 60. Which saves to disk. Okay, so I don't need that. I don't need this pack file here. I will underscore you. Okay. We have the attempting to handle unknown object type, unknown, unknown. And then we panic on corrupt deflate stream. When I continue, that's your type 7. Oh, interesting. I was thinking that I was going to handle this properly, but so what I was thinking is that this continue. Oh, so read type and size doesn't work with type 7. That's where it fails. Because if I put in like let's put in a debug about to read type and then debug read type. So if we do this, we have about to read type or about to read type. Oh, no. Okay, wait. We read the type. Huh. Try break instead of continue. For some reason, I was thinking that I would just like continue on in case there was other commits. But yeah, let's try a break instead. I still need to handle the type to get the correct offset to read the next entries. I wonder if that's the problem. I wonder if that is the issue. So if I break out of it, we just stop reading altogether. We're basically, it looks like the commits are all up front and then the rest of the stuff is afterwards. So this should work now. Attempting to handle unknown object type unknown, and then we quit out. Okay, perfect. So get status. Why do I have an hash? Oh, I remember. Okay, so when I remove an hash history, I use this when we were creating. I use this repo when we were creating stuff for the Docker course. So that's why we have ash history and then a busybox RC. We don't want you. A process pack file I don't need the test file. And I don't need test file. Okay. All right, so those things should be good. So we're going to git commit. What did we do here? We are, I guess, saving, I guess, when cloning a repo from GitHub, we are saving the commits to disk. Let's go ahead and push this up, and then we're going to let CodeCrafters do its thing. So this is probably a good time to then remind, like, okay, CodeCrafters is a pretty cool system. I'm partnered with them, so that means that they gave me a VIP access, and I'm able to go through and do all these to completion. They didn't tell me that I have to, like, stop early or do anything else. So if you're content and, like, would, just love, like, following along on your own without having to, purchase from it, that is perfectly fine. If you do like CodeCrafters and you really like what you're seeing and you want to try some of their other challenges, then I do have a link for doing that. In YouTube, it's in the description, and then here on Twitch, it is under the CodeCrafters command that we have there. And if you do purchase, I do get compensated for that, which is why I click the branding button for the streams. Okay, so that worked. Okay, so that worked. We passed that test. So they ran git cat file commit, and the commit contents were verified. Perfect. Excellent. Reading contents of a sample file. So then they went to open donkey, monkey, and of course there were no files there. So they are requiring us to do the proper thing and actually restore, like, put the files and the folders into place. So we kind of need to do that. Okay, I mean, that makes sense. Now we have to read the tree. So how do we do that? We have to read the tree. Is it so you need to take off? Well, thank you so much for the help. It was a lot of helpful. It was a lot of help. Thank you for that, and have a great rest of your day. My words are starting to get mixed up, which is usually a sign that my brain is starting to get tired. But we can go on for a little bit longer, I'm sure. Okay, so how do we figure out what the files and the folders are? Well, if I remember correctly, this is the tree, the job of the tree. So if we take a look at the commit for this one here, which we can see down here. Each of these commits here. So if we cat, so what, git commit, no, git cat file commit, whatever the first one was, we see tree B4 D2D. So, okay, that's great, except we need the tree now, and we don't have it. So B4 D2 doesn't exist yet. So we now need to make sure we handle trees. Okay. Now, in here, in our process pack file, in object type, we probably want a tree with a usize for how long it is. The tree is type type 2. Okay, so let's try running this and see if the trees are now written out. But now I need to run all the matches and everything else here. Okay, so get type, oh, and also get size. This is kind of important. Self tree. Also, you know what? Instead of none here, let's have you panic, saying tempted to get size of unknown, because we shouldn't ever do that. And if we do, I want to panic so I know. Tree, we get the size out of here. And we return some size. Okay. Good to know. Now, if you're panicking inside of there, I can probably this will make it easier. We do some like this. Now you will become a sum here, and we'll destructure, dereference you, and then send that out. Okay, great. We have commit. Okay, self. We have a tree, and this will become tree like that. Okay. No errors, no warnings. So now if I just run this right away, we run everything. We still have that unknown object type, but we should now have trees as well. And so if you come down here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We now have a fifth thing. Okay, excellent. So if I let's do our git cat file b4d2. I don't have b4d2. I wonder if one of these we have the tree on it. So let's do 516d. Oh, that must be a. Well, that's a okay. Get cat file p 516d. Yeah, that's our tree. Okay. So here's our tree. We have our mode. We have our what it is. This is a file. And then we have our directories. Okay. The problem obviously being that we're missing these other things here. So like Dumpty is like 2D8F. We're missing like 2D8F. So this is like, I can create this file, create content, which is at the root. Okay, it must be, this is at the root of the repo. And these are the folder, these are the root folders. Okay, makes sense. So I need to make sure we go through all the trees. I need to make sure we actually skip our content. So the continue would be really helpful at this point in time. And I'm really curious why when I break, it's fine. When I continue, it's not. Oh, because... Okay, let's put everything in there, because if it's type 7, we'll break. How about that? I think that's what Asitsu is telling us. So we'll handle that. Yeah, get size is failing for something. I think Asitsu was telling us that 7 needs to be handled differently, but the other ones are perfectly fine. And so we have 3 for blob, then a tag, then a delta, and then a ref delta, which means that we have a delta. Okay, that's fun. So 3 is blob. So we have a blob. We have a tag. We have a OFS delta. And then we have a ref delta. Okay, so 3. Can I just... Oh, you can't handle... Okay, you can't add these in. That's too bad. Oh, right, because it's just numbers. 3 will go to self blob. 4 will go to tag, right? 3, 4 tag, then 6 and 7. Okay, so self tag. And then we skip 5 and go to 6 and 7. So 6, OFS delta, and then a ref delta. Okay. All right, so get size. I want... Now, it would be nice if I could just grab out the size easily here, but I think I have to handle them all, right? I can't... I don't think there's a wild card for these. That would be pretty cool. I don't think I can do like star in here, can I? That'd be pretty amazing if I could do that. But expected identifier found star. Yeah, I don't think I can do something like unknown here. That's a identifier. Although, what if I did this? What if I did self unknown returns this, and then we do everything else, we have a size, and then you're going to return size. Type annotations needed. Where exactly? The sizes are all use sizes, right? Oh, but you're a... that. Why is any code... Yeah, that syntax, this would be amazing if it did work. Like, I guess this is an example of the compiler not being smart enough to see that literally everything else that I've done implements size, or like has this size on it. And so unfortunately it doesn't do its thing. So I can use the OR pattern, but I still have to write them all out, which kind of sucks. So I guess we'll just implement you, build a match arms. I want we'll get the size out of here. Pass in the size here. And then okay, so unknown, you become we just unimplement unreachable. Okay, get type. These are those. Okay, so fill the match arms. Okay, so then you wait, why is okay. We have oh, it did it again. Okay, so I already have a commit and a tree. I already have an unknown. So it's just these 4. I want let's grab you, paste you in here like that. You become lowercase, and then you'll be on your own. These ones probably won't ever, I don't know what these are. They need to be handled differently because they're these are like delta type things. Whereas these are like obviously files, folders, tags, that kind of stuff. Okay, so save you.